and welcome to my little talk about who I am and what I'm doing at the moment. I've been a student at Bradford College now for 6 years. I started photography probably 3 or 4 years before that, just dabbling with events that I was actually running. My interest in photography came from going to gigs and deciding that I was fed up of getting drunk, not remembering them. I wanted to be able to try and capture the gigs that I were going to. As I'm getting older, my memory's getting worse and worse. So for me, as I say, I was starting to play around with cameras and stuff, taking them to gigs, but I want to learn a little bit more. So after doing a course on lighting at Leeds City College, I looked around for something a little bit more chunky, found the H&D course at Bradford College, and then moved on to doing the degree course, which I'm hopefully finishing this year, 6 long years later. So my aspirations really are capturing the moment, recording them for posterity, because I remember as a kid things that, you know, people don't remember now. You know, when I was a kid growing up, you were part of a group, you were part of something. You were either a mod, a rocker, a casual. You knew which football teams you supported. I suppose that's still around, but for actual identity when it comes to music and stuff, I suppose it's a little bit more difficult nowadays. And I am interested in seeing what subcultures do exist, what subcultures are still around. So that's what my project basically forms the formation of. I've had certain issues. Last term I had quite a few people lined up to come into the studio, but the studio wasn't available. This term I've struggled to get people into the studio, and the studio is available. So my project, which was supposed to be about getting me out of my comfort zone, because I've not done a lot of studio work, so I wanted to practice doing studio work, get more comfortable in there, get out of my comfort zone, get people in and photograph them in a controlled environment. I'm used to events where lighting can be varied. You know, gigs, stage lighting is notoriously bad at times. So it was for me to be a little bit different. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. So it's half location, half studio. It's still been a good fun learning and finding out about new things like women's wrestling. Never really knew that existed as a subculture, but after seeing a photographer give a talk at Otley Camera Club, got chatting to him, went down to one of the sessions in Leeds and had a whale of a time. I've also found that photography is helping me broaden some of my interests. You know, I'm quite into the wrestling now, but I've also been doing, we've had days out with the camera club at Croft Circuit, doing motorbikes. We've done autographs racing. I've done all sorts of things, bit of prey workshops. I've done recently a stunt horse rider combination sort of workshop, which was brilliant. So yeah, and that's how I see my photography developing, getting out there and giving people workshops. I'm used to running events, so it plays to my strengths, that type of thing, and I think you can maybe earn some good money at it, so who knows. So in a nutshell, that is me running down what I've done, who I am, what I'm doing at the moment. I've had quite a few attempts at doing this now. Who knows, maybe it's a format I continue when I set up my website, have a video channel, or a YouTube channel, something like that. So who knows, maybe this is something that I could consider doing in the future. But thanks for watching, and I hope I haven't been too boring. Okay, thanks.